Welcome to Maths for All. I'm Aisling Flynn. This is Financial Maths 1.3 VAT. VAT or VAT stands for Value Added Tax. VAT is a tax charged by the government on consumer spending. It is included in the price of most goods and services that we pay for. Some current rates of tax or VAT as of January 2021 are. So there are different rates. The standard rate, which applies to most goods and services, currently is 21%. There are some reduced rates. The first one is set at 13.5%, and this applies to labour-intensive services, for example, building services, so like your electrician or your plumber. The second reduced rate is at 9%, and that applies to services, for example, hairdressing, those related to tourism, so restaurants and hotels. There is a zero rate of VAT, and that applies to things that are deemed to be very necessary. So many staple foods, okay? So you'll find your bread at 0%, but not your chocolate biscuits. Medicines and children's clothes and shoes. Okay, and there is a special rate for the sale of livestock, so animals, at 4.8%. Now, I use the word current. These rates are liable to change every year, and those changes will be provided in the government's budget making each year, and you can find them at www.revenue.ie. Those rates, you wouldn't be ever asked for them, and the percentage that you require for your question would be provided in the exam. So here's the question. Find the selling price of a smartphone costing €550 plus VAT at 21%. So how to do this? Well, first we need to calculate the VAT. The VAT is 21% of 550. Okay, so I like the fraction representation of percentages, 21 out of 100. Okay, I would multiply, or I'm going to multiply 550 by 21 divided by 100 on my calculator, and I get €105. Okay, now you can use whichever form of percentage that you wish. You can use decimal, or you can use the percentage function on your calculator, and they will all give the same result. Okay, now it is value added tax, so we have to add that tax on to the initial price. So 550 add 105, and the answer to the question, the selling price, is €655. Okay. Another one, a meal for 6 people cost €160. What was the cost of the meal after VAT was added at 9%? Okay, so again, we have to calculate VAT first. We have to get 9% of 160. And calculating that gives me €14.40. Okay, again, it's added tax, so we have to add that on to the 160. And we get a cost of €174.40. Okay. Now, the next exercises involve working backwards. So in these ones, you're giving the final price, that is including VAT. VAT has already been added. Okay, and we have to work backwards to find the original price or original cost. We always work backwards to find 1% and then multiply to find 100%. Okay, so it's much like finding the cost price in your profit and loss exercises. The price before VAT is always considered to be 100%. Okay, so remember that, because all calculations are based on that amount. So the price before VAT is 100%. So that means the price after VAT is more than 100%. Okay, so keep that in mind. A hotel bill comes to €327 after VAT of 9% is added. What was the price before VAT? Okay, so we said before that after VAT you're at more than 100%. So €327 represents more than 100%. It represents 109%. So that comes from the 100% before plus the 9% VAT, gives you 109%. Okay, now we'll work backwards to find 1%. We'll do 327 divided by 109. You calculate that, you get €3. Now this €3 represents 1%. And we'll scale that up, that €3, to 100%. So 3 times 100 gives 300%. Or €300, which is 100%. Okay, so the answer, the price before VAT, is €300. An electricity bill comes to €106.20 after VAT at 13.5% has been added. Find the amount of the bill before VAT was added. Okay, so again, we're starting after VAT, so we're starting at more than 100%. 136.20 is 100% plus 13.5%. Okay, so it represents 113.5%. All right, now we'll work backwards to find 1%. So we'll take that amount and we'll divide by 113.5. Okay, now doing that on the calculator. And the answer I get is, well, I get a big long number. I'll write it down for you. Oh no, I forgot my 20 cent. Yeah. I don't. I get €1.20. Okay, €1.20. Okay, that's what I get. And that is 1%. So we'll take 1%, €1.20, and we will scale it up by 100, multiply by 100, and we get €120 as 100%. So my answer is, before VAT, the amount was €120. Okay, now it's time for you to do that. Check yourself with the quiz and practice by doing the written exercises. And here's a very small glossary.